Cowboys Nation, what's up? Let me tell you something right off the top. This Dallas Cowboys squad is doing everything in its power to elevate, to get sharper, stronger, and more locked in than ever before. From the top of the roster to the bottom, from the training field to the locker room, the Cowboys are on a mission to perfect every detail, push past every obstacle, and bring home some real results this season. And if you're just as fired up about this journey as we are, go ahead and smash that like button right now, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because you're not going to want to miss what we've got lined up today. Now, let's get into it. We've got two major stories out of Cowboys land that are making serious noise this week. One involves CeeDee Lamb, the other, Micah Parsons, and both are proof that the star power in Dallas is shining brighter than ever. Let's start with the man lighting up the field, and apparently the fashion world, CeeDee Lamb. You probably remember last season in Week 15 against the Carolina Panthers when CeeDee came out with that insane drip, neon green Nike cleats with the navy and silver road unis. Fans loved it, social media exploded. But the NFL? Not so much. According to the league's strict uniform policy, any cleats that don't match the team's color scheme or that aren't entirely white are a violation. So yeah, you guessed it. CeeDee got hit with another fine. I got fined a lot this year, bro. I'm like a target, he told the Dallas Morning News, and honestly, it did feel that way. Week after week, it seemed like the NFL was keeping a close eye on number 88. But here's where things get really interesting, because what looked like a violation, it turns out it was a sneak peek. This week, Nike officially dropped CeeDee Lamb's first ever player edition cleat, and guess what color it is? You got it. That same electric slime green he wore in Charlotte. It's called the Nike Vapor Pro 1 CeeDee Lamb, and it hits Nike's website June 11th at a price of $150 in adult sizes. It's not a signature shoe, not yet, but a player edition model is a massive honor in the world of Nike. It's their way of saying, you're one of the elite. CeeDee's had a relationship with Nike since he entered the league in 2020. But this is the first time he's had a cleat with his name stamped on it. And fans, you know what else? That color isn't random. That slime green is also a nod to CeeDee's signature nose wipe celebration after a big first down. The man's not just playing football. He's building a brand. The whole situation is giving off serious Michael Jordan vibes, you remember the story. Back in the 80s, MJ got fined $5,000 every time he wore his black and red Nikes because they didn't match the NBA's dress code. Nike covered the fines and used the controversy to turn the Air Jordan into a cultural revolution. Now CeeDee might be doing the same in the NFL. First came the fine, then came the future, and while the NFL might still be stuck in its no fun league ways, fans are hoping the league eventually eases up like the NBA did, because seeing stars like CeeDee express themselves on the field is what grows the game, brings in the youth, and builds a deeper connection with fans. Will we get to see these slime cleats in actual game action? Maybe not, unless the NFL changes its tone. But even if we don't, the message has already been sent. CeeDee Lamb isn't just a star on the field, he's a force off of it too. Now let's flip to the other side of the ball and talk about Micah Parsons, the heart of our defense and one of the most dominant forces in football. There's been a lot of noise lately about his contract situation. Micah's entering year 5 of his rookie deal, and that means it's time to talk money. Big money. Now, earlier this week, some fake social media accounts started spreading a rumor that Parsons and the Cowboys had agreed on a 5-year, $203.5 million extension with $147.5 million guaranteed. Fans went crazy, thinking the deal was done. But hold up. That's where Terrence Parsons Jr., Micah's brother, stepped in. He quickly shut it down, calling out the fake Adam Schefter account and letting everyone know that deal is not real. So no, Micah hasn't signed anything yet. But here's the important part. Talks are reportedly moving in a positive direction. And there's no panic from the front office or Micah's camp. Let's look at the numbers. Micah Parsons has 52.5 sacks in just 4 seasons. He's not only the face of the defense, He's arguably the face of the franchise. And the bar for elite contracts has already been set. CeeDee Lamb got $100 million guaranteed on his $136 million deal. That's 73.5% guaranteed. Dak Prescott got $230 million of his $240 million deal guaranteed, 96%. The fake contract that circulated online offered 72% guaranteed money, and for a player like Micah, that's just not enough. Let's be real, if anyone deserves a deal close to Dak's, it's Micah Parsons. He changes games, he demands double teams, he's the reason opposing quarterbacks lose sleep. So while there's nothing finalized yet, you can expect the Cowboys to lock him in with a monster extension sometime before the season kicks off. So think about where we are right now. CeeDee Lamb, coming off a career-best season, is turning fines into fashion and setting himself up to be the next face of Nike football. Micah Parsons, the most feared defender in the league, is about to become one of the highest-paid defensive players in NFL history. Dak Prescott is healthy, motivated, and has more weapons than ever. The Cowboys front office has had a sharp, disciplined offseason focused on getting younger, faster, and more durable. This team, it's not just trying to be good, it's trying to be legendary. The off-field stories might be grabbing headlines, but what's happening inside the star in Frisco is even more important. This team is locked in, focused, hungry, and if you're a fan, now is the time to lean in. Let's rewind for a second. Not too long ago, the duo of Deron Bland and Trevon Diggs looked like it could go down as one of the best in franchise history. Bland set an NFL record with 5 pick-sixes in 2023. Diggs, he was a back-to-back Pro Bowler and one of the most feared ball hawks in the league. But now? That dream feels a lot further away than it should. Darren Bland, only 25 years old, fractured his foot before the 2024 season and just couldn't shake the injury bug. He was limited to only 7 games, and for the first time in his career, he had 0 interceptions. Not the guy we're used to seeing. Still, one down year due to injury isn't the end of the world. But what's happening with Trevon Diggs is far more concerning. Remember, Diggs tore his ACL in September 2023, and since then, he's played just 13 games over 604 days. That's it. To make matters worse, his comeback season last year didn't go as planned. It ended with another major knee surgery in January, this time a chondral tissue graft. That procedure is no joke. It could keep him out longer than we'd like, and there's no guarantee he comes back looking like his old self. So, here's the bottom line. The Cowboys' top 2 cornerbacks are walking into 2025 surrounded by injury uncertainty, and their availability could swing the entire season. That leads us to a crucial question. Let's say worst-case scenario, we have to go weeks or even months without both Diggs and Bland at 100%. Who's stepping up? Because one thing is clear, this defense doesn't run right if the secondary falls apart. Let's start with a name that's got a lot of people excited, Shaven Revel Jr. The Cowboys took Revel in the 3rd round of this year's draft. He's got serious talent and was a star at East Carolina despite having a limited college career after transferring from a JUCO. But there's a big catch here. Revel is recovering from a torn ACL himself. That's actually why Dallas was able to get him at pick number 76. They clearly have confidence in his recovery, otherwise they wouldn't have spent a premium pick on him. But banking on an injured rookie to carry your CB room is a massive gamble. His experience is limited, and he's never gone up against NFL-caliber receivers week after week. Next on the depth chart, Kalen Carson. This kid was a 2024 draft pick out of Wake Forest, and I'll be honest, there was a lot of hype around him this time last year, but injuries once again played a role. Carson suffered a shoulder injury and played just 6 games last season, and let's be real, he didn't exactly light it up. Still, this team isn't ready to give up on him. They're going to give Carson a real shot in training camp, and honestly, they have to. The need is just that urgent. Now here's where things get really interesting, and maybe even a little desperate. The Cowboys brought in 2 former high draft picks who've been labeled as busts by their original teams. But this is Dallas, and sometimes all a guy needs is a change of scenery. We're talking about Andrew Booth Jr. and Kaiir Elam. Booth was the 42nd overall pick in 2022, coming out of Clemson with first-team All-ACC honors. He had all the physical tools, length, athleticism, ball skills, But he never found his rhythm with the Minnesota Vikings. Frankly, he was a non-factor in their defense. The Cowboys acquired him via trade in 2024, and now, oddly enough, he's one of the most experienced players in this group. Then there's Elam, and his story's even wilder. Drafted 23rd overall by the Buffalo Bills in the same class, Elam was supposed to be a lockdown corner out of Florida. Instead, he started just 12 games in 3 years, never found consistency, and became a forgotten man in Buffalo. Dallas swooped in and got him in a late-round pick swap this spring, hoping to salvage that once-high ceiling. Let's be honest here, if even one of these guys can find themselves in Dan Quinn's system, or whoever's coordinating the secondary in 2025, that would be a massive win. Because make no mistake, the Cowboys are counting on one of them to become a real contributor. So let's zoom out for a moment. Dallas has arguably the best pass rush in football, led by Micah Parsons. But pressure up front only works when the secondary holds its own. If the cornerback group falls apart, quarterbacks are going to torch this defense, even with Parsons breathing down their necks. That's why this cornerback room is more important. Then people think, yes, everyone's focused on Dak. Everyone's focused on Lamb. Everyone's focused on Micah's contract situation. But if Dallas is going to be a real Super Bowl contender this year, not just a playoff team, but a Super Bowl team, they need to nail the cornerback situation. And that's going to require one thing: someone unexpected breaking out. Whether it's a comeback story like Diggs returning to form, Bland recapturing his 2023 magic, Revel becoming the next big rookie sensation, or a reclamation project like Booth or Elam proving the doubters wrong, somebody has to rise. So now I want to hear from you, Cowboys Nation. What do you think of CeeDee's slime green cleats? Should the NFL ease up and allow more personal style on the field? Do you think CeeDee's PE release puts him on the path to a signature shoe one day? And how much should the Cowboys pay Micah Parsons? Do you believe he's worth more guaranteed money than any other defender in the league? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm reading every single one. And don't forget, if you're hyped about this Cowboys squad, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. We've got exclusive coverage coming all season long, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss what happens next. Until then, stay reppin' the star, stay loyal, and as always, how about them Cowboys?